Detecting your gremlin on the spot is always possible, but often very challenging. A little bit of knowledge about common gremlin strategies can enhance your awareness. Remember to simply notice him detecting your gremlin on the spot is always possible, but often very challenging. A little bit of knowledge about common gremlin strategies can enhance your awareness. Remember, to simply notice him is the first step in taming him. The "you cannot" strategy. This strategy, while crude and unsophisticated, has been a part of the activity of every gremlin. In the "you can't" strategy, your gremlin convinces you that you are not capable of obtaining certain results by your actions. Your gremlin knows that if you believe you have limits, you will never actualize your potential. If you are unaware of your gremlin, of course, he has an obvious edge. After all, he has bombarded you with can'ts since before you were old enough to reason, to think. You probably accepted them carte blanche, without consideration. You may not even be aware of can'ts you have accepted. As you begin to become aware of the can'ts by which you live your life, you may find that some are accurate. For example, you cannot fly, you cannot grow taller on the spot, you cannot walk on water, although who really knows? Others, however, may be subtle and very powerful. You cannot change, you cannot tame your gremlin, you cannot build anything with your hands, you cannot be a good athlete, you cannot survive alone, you cannot make money, you cannot have a lasting relationship, you cannot be an academic success, you cannot relax, you cannot stand it. The "it" can take infinite forms. The "I cannot stand it" line is a real puzzle. I am never sure what it means to people using it. Does it mean that they will explode, melt, or disintegrate? When you hear "can't" or the phrase "I can't" rumbling around in your head, be alert to the possible presence of your gremlin. Breathe and center yourself. Use your "I'm" taming my gremlin mantra. Do it now. I'm taming my gremlin. I'm taming my gremlin. I'm taming my gremlin. I'm taming my gremlin. 'Cause I heard that my gremlin was telling me, oh my gosh, what the fuck you're doing with this camera? Don't do it. Don't show your act. Don't do this. Stay safe at home. Don't show it to your public. You will disintegrate when people around you hear this talk. Back into reading. Consider rephrasing the words you have just spoken or thought, replacing can't with won't or will not. Okay, so in my case it will be I can't let people hear this talk. I will not show this talk to people. I am not willing to share my talking with people. I am not willing to show my discussion about Gremlin with people. That already looks pretty different. Or replace it with choose to or choose not to. I choose not to speak in front of people because XYZ. This will remind you of your responsibility for the limitation, and in some cases, your ability to remove a limitation. When you have done this, you might consider adding the words out until now at the end or beginning of the thought or spoken phrase. So, until now, I was choosing only to read these words in this book and not improvise using my own words. Until now, I have been choosing to use someone else's words to describe something I wanted to communicate to you. Until now, I was ashamed of my English accent. Until now, I was choosing only to speak in Polish language because until now, I thought I was not good enough in English. This phrase is one of the most powerful tools you have for taming your gremlin on the spot. For example, you might change. I can't tell him what I feel to I choose not to tell him what I feel. To until now, I have chosen not to tell him what I feel. Until now, I have chosen to only speak without movement. Although I felt in my heart that my perfect medium is improvising, using also gestures and in general body language to communicate better what is within me and to make you understand topics that are important and can change your life, really. If your choice is to continue to do as you have always done until now, that is neither good or bad. A very important remark to accept above your decision to come out of your comfort zone, as for me would be to stand up and start dancing, but also to accept that now you are not pushing your edge so hard, so it's okay too. All that is important in this aspect of taming your gremlin. You take responsibility for your choice. Simply notice whether your choice is based on a feared consequence or on a past experience rather than on the present situation and your desired outcome. If so, you might wish to come out of the world of mind long enough to assess the validity of your fear given the current moment. So, if you decide to stay in your comfort zone and do the habitual, more safe thing for you, for example, you decide not to tell someone that you feel, for example, that you don't want to talk anymore, then simply notice that maybe this reaction is a consequence of your fear and of the chain of thoughts that are in your mind during this situation. And maybe there is a possibility to pause for a moment, to breathe, to, as is given in this book, there is a technique to go into your body, to your breath awareness, to your body awareness, so the current sensation you feel in your body, and that helps you to actually to response in the situation through a state of less fear and more awareness of present moment. So that's the possibility. And last phrase or couple of phrases. Enjoying yourself requires awareness of your freedom of choice, and the words "until now" will put you at the all-important point of choice. When you are not in touch with your choice in any given situation, you will tend to feel trapped. So, I hope what you will take from this, I would call it improvised kind of reading, speaking, movement, movie, video, is that you will take that that the gremlin does not necessarily means limiting your possibilities, and that the first and fundamental thing about changing your reactions, about doing the things that would seem out of your possibility scale, that the most fundamental thing in this work is awareness, is recognizing when fear or when limiting beliefs about yourself come to your mind, and then you can choose whether you want to act because of those thoughts, so the thoughts dictate your behavior, or you can find pause between situation and between your reaction, and change your reaction, so change your behavior, so behave in more natural, more open, more expressive way. And this you can do in every situation in your life. You can use every situation in your life to train yourself in that awareness, in that choice of behavior, in that pause and fresh unrushed reaction. And I think this is what I wanted to say today. And I wish you have good time. I wish you see the opportunities that are present in this current situation when we are locked down. And I personally see a lot of changes in individuals. People are pushed out of their comfort zone, as I was today, because something pushed me to finally go out to the world and give you some value that I have in myself, that is important to me, some knowledge that I have in my mind, and finally something starting to click within me. I have a lot of books on personal development, about spirituality, about expression, psychology, and many different topics, and I'm starting to see the larger range of possibilities, and I'm starting to open myself up, and that's what I wish for you. I wish you have this kind of experiences when you truly are in your creative mode, which is filled with satisfaction, and sometimes a little bit scary, because you never know where it's gonna go, how it's gonna, in which direction it will turn, because for example, I didn't expect it that I would start to talk without this book. I I thought that this video would be something different, but actually that's what I love most about improvisation, is that it gives you it's a kind of improvisation is a kind of mindset that really resonates with me, and for me improvisation is as I said, mindset. When you allow yourself to mix all the information, all the facts in where you are now, to create something. So you, for example, can use your hands to make a gesture, to show some feelings. You can use book, you can use words, but the heart of improvisation is that you don't repeat what was before, but you add something from yourself. Okay, so I think I won't make it any longer for now. But yes, this is my journey. This is also my gift for you today, and I hope you enjoy that, and that you will take something from this video for yourself.